What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So I've been kind of MIA the last 2 weeks, and it was mainly because I was sick, and then we had the holidays roll through for Thanksgiving, which I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And now I am back, now that I'm not sick anymore. So today's video is going to be working on this F450 dump truck. So I posted up a photo yesterday, actually this morning, on one of the Facebook pages, talking about, because I'm in the New England area where it gets snow tomorrow. So I took a couple photos of all the equipment that I have. This truck, the plows on it, and a couple other ones, and people were asking me questions about spreaders, stuff like that. And one guy commented and said, if you get the Erdl fertilizer spreaders, you can actually take the spreader box off, and you can mount it onto either a flatbed Greenlight truck or into a bed of a Greenlight dump truck. Well, I have a Greenlight dump truck here. It needs a spreader. So we're going to find this out together, because I have not done anything at all other than purchase 1 and 2 fertilizer spreaders. Reason being is I got another dump truck coming, so if this works on one, they'll make on the other. If it doesn't, and this is a complete waste of time, then my daughter gets a cool fertilizer spreader. So let's get started with this build, and then afterwards I'm going to show you guys everything that I've been up to. So what we're going to do is, on this thing, we are going to take the screw off the bottom, this screw here, and it looks like the fertilizer bed should pop off. So let me do that, and then we'll come back. Alright, so here it is with the spreader body off and the tractor without the body. So what it is it's the 3 screws on the bottom there. You can see that plastic plate comes off, and that holds on these blinkers here. And then after that, there's 2 more screws that hold the spreader body on. And then once you take those off, then the actual spreader body comes off. We'll just tighten the screw down real quick, because I apparently forgot to tighten that down. Okay, so that's done, and then I can give that thing to my kid. So here's the spreader body. I suspect these tabs, I'm going to have to trim these tabs off, which is fine with me. And then from there, it should just fit in the back of the truck. Obviously, tailgate will have to come off. So let me get those trimmed down, and let me fit it into the back of the truck, and then I'll come right back. Alright, so here is the final product. This actually doesn't look half bad. It looks a little big in the back, but that's okay. I am going to come through, and I think I'm going to trim bits and pieces of this off here, and then I'm going to cut it down, snip these tabs off here, and just kind of cut it down a little bit. And then I think it won't look too bad at all. I think I'm going to take those lights off too, because those look a little goofy. But I think this should work. Let me take this apart a little bit, see what else I can come up with, and then I'll come right back. Alright, so now after some trimming and some playing around, this is what we've come up with. So what I did was I trimmed off, this is the old one, I trimmed off a lot of this and got rid of where the screw goes in, got rid of this piece here that's got, it has the, let me see if I can focus that, that has the caution triangle on it. That whole piece I got rid of, and then got rid of the hole that this screws into, or got rid of the piece that pops up, and then slid this whole thing back so this edge here meets against that edge there. So as you can see here, you can kind of see there what I've done. And that shortens it up, and it actually looks really good in the back of the truck now. Where before, there we go. Where before it looked a little strange, it looked a little big. Lay like if I slid this in just to show you, see how much like longer out it looks. So this looks a lot better. Now, what I'm going to do to mount, I got to sand down this a little bit more so that way it sits a little bit more flush in the bed. But to mount this in here, actually that may be trimming. Let's see that focus is. Those screw holes there, see how they stick out? I think if I trim those down or cut them off, which I might actually be able to do with snips. Yeah, if I cut those out, I might, like I said at the beginning of this video, this is trial and error. I have never, everything that you're seeing going on here right now, I have never done before or played around with or done anything with. So this is all trial and error for me. Here, let me cut these out real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, and just like that, this actually sits level now that I trimmed those out. So what I did was on here, in these little holes, I trimmed them straight. Alright, now we'll do the other one, and I can go see what the dog's barking at. Alright, and there, just like that, as you can see, now we have two spreaders. This one here is a little bit jaggeder of a cut. You just zoom in so you guys can see that. That's because I cut it with a jeweler's saw and then cleaned it up with a Dremel. It didn't come out too well. This one I just cut with a pair of wire dikes. As you can see, it came out a lot better. Nonetheless, they both work out pretty good. Now, the last thing we need to do is we need to add sand or salt to the bed of our trucks. So for that, I just use just regular sand or dirt that you would find, or it's basically, it's called fine ballast, but it's not really ballast because you don't really use it in railway. And basically all it is fine sand. So here, let me pour some in here. And there you go. I think there's a little bit more. There. Now that that's been poured in there, she is all set to go plow and go sand and do whatever else we need to do. This one will sit on a trailer for now, which is on the trailer right now, and it will await the truck that's going to come into. So let me put this back on diorama, and I'll give you guys a diorama tour. Alright, so a lot has changed since you guys have seen dioramas. So while I was sick, I built a fourth and added on to a third one and second one. So this is the L-shaped shop diorama. I added this section here and added in this fence and stuff. So we have a laydown yard. So I squared it off. So here I have my F450 flatbed with a skid steer tracked mini loader with a plow on it. My C70 with the custom spreader. It's actually the same spreader as in that Mac. I just added that piece across to there for the cab protector. My Mac Granite. That's a green light truck. Nothing custom on it. The only thing you do is I wiped off. There were decals on the side on the door, and I wiped those off. So that way it's a no-name company, and it fits in with my landscape company. I have 450 with the spreader in it, which we just began part of this video, and Chevy 3500 Pro. Now, that plow there and that plow back there I got from a friend. He had bought two of these dump trucks because he wanted the longer wheelbase. The wheelbase a little bit longer on the dump truck than it is on a flatbed, so he could build his in real life service utility truck. So with that being said, he didn't need the plows, so he sent me the plows. I put one on there, and I put one on the next truck that's coming that's just like that one. Crash barrier truck. Whoops, I should probably get my hand out of the way. Crash truck, off-road wrecker, which has mirrors on it now. The roller and the lowboy. The Pete 379 is in the shop. along with the Mach 1 Mustang. All the equipment, so the 950M, the 420XE, and the 272D have their snow equipment on. We got box plows on the 950 and the 420. The 272's got the sweeper on it. The 297 is that one. That one's got the plow on it. And then just some of the other attachments. So the sweeper for the 297, buckets for both the 272 and the 297, forks for the 272 and 297, skids, and the sweeper for the 420. I get the roller sitting back there in the low boy, and then that stuff over there. All right, next diorama is this one, which you guys have not seen yet. This is a camping diorama. So when I bought the 2 foot by 2 foot piece of plywood and I had it cut for that, I had a couple of pieces left over. I had this piece here and then the other far half of it, which I'll show you guys in a minute. So this is my camping diorama. I have the Expedition Overland Africa Series Toyota Tundra, and its name is Orion, sitting there. Now that is secured to the base. Picnic table, my personal car model that I made. I got the canoe over there kind of leaning up on a rock. Another Super Forester with a rooftop tent on it, and a couple picnic tables. My daughter wanted the blue for the picnic tables, so that's what we did. Bunch of trees, little fire pit there. Bunch of leaves that have kind of fallen and stuff. There's that Tacoma again, some more so you can see there. It's got the 270 awning, so it comes out the side, swings all the way around. This top part, if you're not familiar, this cab is an alu cab. Basically what it is it's a cap or a truck bed camper or topper that that goes in the bed. Replace the tailgate in the back with an actual door that opens up and it's sealed into the bed. The top piece pops up into a bed, and then that whole bed floor can actually pop up against that roof when it's open, so you can actually stand up and walk around in the back of it. So here's kind of a quick look into that. All right, and then the final ordeal that I did here was, oops, there you go. So Beach Town, which you guys have seen me take photos on before, I added a second half to it. Let me get that out of the way. So this was the other piece. So I had a piece of plywood and I cut this section out of it, used that section, which was part of the scrap, and then the rest of the scrap was this, and it was actually quite literally almost the same width, pretty much. Or I have it lined up with the road, not with the edges there. So when I bought the picnic tables, it was a pack of 4. When the picnic tables came here in the little mini campground, which that guy shouldn't be sitting that close. This square body has been on my Instagram. I'm waiting for mirrors for that. I got a set of mirrors, but they came broken, so I'm waiting on the replacements for those. I'm going to go with another style of mirror like that, I think. I have a rail service truck here. I put a railway in on this one with some train cars that were my great-grandfather's. This is kind of pay tribute to him. So there's that. Added a bunch more palm trees. Now I found out that you can actually drill holes and stick the palm trees in. So these ones have the bases here and here. I added another palm tree there. So all these trees, when I was actually making this diorama, I realized I could drill in and stick those trees in there where all the rest of them are glued on. That one, they're all drilled and stuck in. And then all these additional palm trees and these trees here that I've added are drilled and stuck in. The idea behind here is this is a stub branch and it, or stub line, it ends here, and it would be to service the general store feed and hardware store. It could come in on train rail. So I ballasted that and put that in. Added some of, you can see even like under the Tiger car, some bushes and stuff to A, kind of use the bushes up, and to B, just add some realisticness to this rail because it's in a high-speed rail. Cars get pushed in, cars leave. Not a whole lot of stuff going on here. So that's what I did with that one. And then last but not least, this diorama, which is my park diorama. I added a picnic table to that, which doesn't look very scaled to that swing set there, but whatever. And then I got Joe on, well, I guess that's his name is Joe, on his riding lawnmower. And there's the rest of, that's blurry, and there's the rest of that. So yeah, that is the diorama, or dioramas. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, as well as follow me on Instagram. It's at New England _164 Customs with a Z, and I'll see you guys next time.